It's amazing to be part of this era of the sport.
A new, fresh start.
Looking forward to racing and getting the season rolling.
We got some of the stars of tomorrow, I think.
We will see who gets the win.
And here we go. T100. The athletes give every ounce of energy they have.
Gabriel, car spin! Car spin!
That is the effort of T100.
Now the race is on.
It is a run showdown. Your world champion!
Triathlon covers all four corners of the globe, but after an incredible day's racing yesterday, we are back down south in Australia. Welcome once again to Wollongong, an hour or so south of Sydney on the beautiful south coast of New South Wales for day 2 of the World Triathlon Grand Finals, a day where the next generation takes centre stage and the focus turns to the Junior World Championships with the world's best 16 to 19-year-olds descending on this beautiful part of the world for a one-off sprint race to determine our world champion. The men are getting underway in about 10 to 15 minutes time, and plenty of build-up, and they will be baking underneath those wetsuits because it is warm out there, a warm, muggy spring day. My name is Will McLeod. Alongside me, Belinda Granger. And Belinda, we kept saying it yesterday, but a world champion is crowned if they can deal with all the little changes and all the little nuances that go with a one-day world championship. And one big change is the change to the swim course after rough conditions yesterday.
Yeah, we woke up today to some pretty nasty conditions, and you can see right now the graphic on the screen was the original 750-metre course, but the course has changed to keep it well inside the rock wall. It will still be 750 metres, but it will now be an out-and-back M-shaped course. The bike and run will stay as is and is exactly the same as it was yesterday, about half the distance, because of course it is only a 20-kilometre bike ride and a 5-kilometre run here today.
Yep, still got to take on the exact same situation, but an M-shaped course in the swim means more turns around more buoys. It is a little bit, obviously you can see the difference between the calmness in the harbour area before the rock wall and the conditions as the waves smash up against the rock wall. That is the open Pacific Ocean. The women were struggling a little yesterday as the conditions got worse. It's worsened again overnight. The air temperature you can see there, it is hot and muggy, 28.2 degrees Celsius. No idea what that is in Fahrenheit because I'm Australian, probably about 80 something. Water temperature though is still pretty fresh, and the gustiness of the wind is not too bad now. The women will probably get the worst of it later off this afternoon. But when you have that M-shaped course, what you do have is more congestion around more buoys as we look at the start list.
Absolutely, it's going to be a little bit of hustle and bustle there this morning. You can see at the top of that list, wearing bib number 1, Blake Ballard. Now, we do have some information. Unfortunately, our second seed is not racing here today, so
Brandon Pye.
Brandon Pye from Great Britain, unfortunately, sprained his ankle and is unable to race.
Other than that, though, it's a pretty stacked list. Bullard, obviously, number 1 seed. The Balkan champion, Carol Popper, was up there as well. Oscar Wooten, the number 4 seed, is flying the flag for the Australians. Achille Besson, we missed him, but he is the number 8 seed from France. He's the top returning finisher from 2024. He's also part of France's incredible junior mixed team relay team that won the European Championships. And it's stacked all the way down. Big field. Number 63, Kian Lowe. He's actually got a 10-second penalty to start off with for being late to race briefing. Rookie error, that one, but these guys are rookies, some of them.
Not the way you want to start the day, that's for sure.
All right, well, it is a big field, lots of nations represented, 63 athletes. The different cap colours you can see refer to the top 10 who'll be in the yellow caps, and then you can see seeds 11 through 20 in the grey caps. then the orange, the blue, the orange and then the blue, then the green, then the purple, and it goes all the way back to the lighter orange again for those couple of athletes who are in the 60-plus seeding. So it's going to be very, very congested. We're going to head down now to Doug Gray. He caught up with a few of the key athletes earlier on.
Yeah, Zone Speed's been a rapid learning curve for you in 2025. How excited about your first home World Championships?
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm really buzzing. This is a great atmosphere here, and yeah, I'm just excited to rip in and get amongst the other guys.
You realise how lucky you are having like a home World Champ so early in your career and having everyone here to cheer you on?
Yeah, they don't come around often, and yeah, to be my first one as well, so it's just a great experience, and yeah, hopefully I can really show gratitude for the opportunity and yeah, show everyone. So.
Course recce yesterday, is it a course you already know a little bit about, and how does it suit you?
No, actually, I haven't really checked much of the course out, to be honest. I would have liked to have done that more, but you know, there's curveballs, but I'm happy with it, and I'm ready to adapt. And the swim course actually just got changed too, so you know, we're all in the same boat though, and yeah, look, it's all good. It affects everyone, so I'm not fussed by it. Yeah.
Nice one. Well, good luck out there. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, man.
Wearing the #1 in the World Champs here. Yeah, pride, bit of pressure, bit of expectation.
Yeah, definitely some expectation and pride, but I'm ready. I feel super fit, and that's all you can say on the day.
What can you tell us about the training block coming into here and, yeah, the preparation that's gone into this race?
I've had a long training block, and that's all you can ask for. It's been really good and feeling ready, feeling the most fit I've ever been.
And getting good vibes about Wollongong. The setup here has been amazing. Like, the atmosphere is incredible. You're going to want to put on a show for the crowds?
That's the hope, for sure. It's been amazing. Yeah, the atmosphere, just the course is awesome. Just everything's been great. I can't wait.
And who are you seeing as the main threats out there?
I mean, there's a couple guys I can name them, but there's too many to name. Honestly, it's a junior race. Like, I might be wearing one, but it's you kind of have to look at everybody because not everyone races World Tri races, like elite races all the time, so they don't have points. So there's definitely some people that don't have many points that could be up there.
Expect the unexpected, huh?
Pretty much, exactly. Just
nice one.
Go and have some fun, see what you can do.
Perfect, thanks a lot, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, Carol Popper, coming in here after a tricky year, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good right now, and I hope for a good race. I'm in the best shape of my life.
And I mean, it's great to be coming in good shape after, like, you've been coming over an Achilles injury at the start of this season, was it?
Yeah, after I became European duathlon champion, exactly after that race, I had an Achilles injury for 2 months, but now I'm recovered and I'm good.
And you've been mixing up your racing a little bit earlier in the year, doing some 10Ks and so on. Are we going to see some explosive running from you later?
I hope so, yeah. I'm a good runner, and I hope to better for the podium today.
Magic, good stuff, thanks.
Thank you.
Three very different personalities and three different approaches to this race as well. That is Achille Besson, who's getting ready as well, the #8, as we said, the top returning finisher from 2024. And when he finished third overall, behind Neil Sedigeri and Rhys Vanassen. And he brings some of that experience in Belinda Granger, which is important in this type of racing because there's some big names around the place.
There certainly is, and he had a great race last year, very, very solid. Of course, we had Rhys Vanassen racing yesterday, so good to have these athletes back, and I'm sure wanting to go that 1 or 2 steps higher on the podium here today.
Yeah, but as Blake Bullard said, there's a few people who don't have the points, so don't have the high rankings, but can definitely snake a decent effort or be athletes to look out for as well, because in the junior levels, it's not always, people are not always doing elite racing. They're doing different things than coming into this one. So just because you haven't got a yellow cap on doesn't mean you're not a serious threat in these ones, although these guys are certainly some of the best out there.
Well, you look at the young Australian, Zane Spees, you look at his results, and they have been pretty much only over this side of the world, so he really hasn't done a lot, if any, international racing. So, but I know that he's going to be one to look out for. He's one of the youngest in the field at only 17 years of age. Actually got into triathlon because he was sick of being injured as a runner. And what I like most about him is that he is coached by Rochelle Hill's mum, so we know Rochelle had that absolutely cracker of a day yesterday and won that sprint finish, so coached by Rena Hill. So I'm really interested to see how he can go today against such a quality international field.
Absolutely, it is a quality international field. There's Zelan Trungelnagi, the Hungarian, who is the junior triathlon champion of Hungary. He was first out of the water there, won by over a minute. So he's another one of those guys on the Hungarian train, I guess. The Hungarian hype train.
I tell you, we talk about the Norwegian hype train, but I think we can, in short course racing, we call it the Hungarian train.
That's him right there, and behind him, Anthony Clayton, the South African. Then Jasper Devos, Sebastian Zurob from Chile. Brandon Pai, unfortunately, not here. Would have been number 25, so he's rolled his ankle, unfortunately. The European Championship bronze medalist from Malia. As the rest of the athletes up to 30, including the Maltese athlete just out, Kai Azzopardi. There's Lewis Ruhl from Germany, who finished 5th in the European Junior Championships. He is number 31. There's a long wait out there for the guys in the yellow caps. And when you go to a field of 63, when you're waiting out there so long, it can be really tough. Some people like to stay silent, some people like to have a chat, stay relaxed.
I'll be very interested to see where they position themselves as opposed to if we had the original swim that was planned. You can see now a lot of talk amongst the young athletes because, like you mentioned, Will, it is a big change. It's going to be a lot shorter to that first turn can, and we've got a huge field of juniors racing, and it is going to be, there's going to be a lot of argy-bargy around that first can.
We saw it yesterday as well, that most of the athletes who get the choice, to get the choice of everything, which is the guys in the yellow caps, obviously, most of them are aiming for the swim left.
Yes.
But a couple there, and I think that one athlete in the yellow was Leandre Bennett, the Canadian, who was 34th this time last year. He chose to go on the far right, so far left of your screen or the far right of the swim. But most of the guys in the yellow caps outside of Bennett are starting on the left, and there is Bennett on the far other side. You can see how far that is, in fact.
We saw this yesterday with Rochelle Hill as well.
Yes.
Remember, with all of the
worked for her.
Yeah, worked very well for her. So, you know, maybe there's method in their madness here.
Well, I think maybe if everyone's, Bennett might think to himself, well, if all my main rivals are doing one thing, why don't I try doing the other thing, and maybe it'll work out for me. And then everyone else, when you get down to the green caps and you're in the 40 to 50, you just pretty much go wherever you can fit in.
Wherever there's room. It is a huge field, though.
It is indeed, and when you think about the congestion that's going to be caused, because they're going to make this turn around these yellow boys here, which is the bottom of the M, and then again around two pink boys on either side, and there's a little man-made island in between those two pink boys as well. You'll see that normally in the Wollongong Triathlon, which they have there every year. You've got to swim around that thing. But this time, and you'll see it now, that's the bottom of the M, the two yellow boys, and we're going to go all the way out and see the pink boys in just a second, maybe. Or maybe not, the drone, but it'll be just at the bottom of shot. No, the drone operator's listening to me.
Good on him. That's what we like to see.
We're going to pan down, and we keep going all the way out. Let's come on. Where are they? They're a long way. There they are. Okay, the pink boys, 2 sets. They're going to go around the one that you can see on your right-hand side first, and then back into the M, and then around the other two. It's quite shallow there, around the 4th pink boy, and then back in. So, again, that is a change based on the conditions.
And right now, just a change for our junior men. They will reassess once the junior men are done and dusted on whether they keep the swim course as is for our junior women or whether they put it back to the original.
190 metres out to the first boy, so it is a proper sprint to get positioning. And Bennett will be wondering whether he's done the right thing or the wrong thing at this point.
Well, Will, yesterday it was 300 plus metres to the first turn can for our under-23s, with probably a little less athletes on the line, so it is going to be really rough for this first turn can.
It is only 25 metres between the pink boys too, and then it's 150 metres back to the yellows. You can see on the back, on the bottom of your screen. 150 back to the second set of pink boys, and then 190 back in. So a proper M. Here we go. We're getting underway for racing once again. If it's anything like yesterday, do not miss a moment. Sprint race time, half the distance and twice the excitement. It is time for the Junior World Championships. Who is going to write their names into the history books now? Underway, the beach start, and in they go off Cove Beach and into Wollongong Harbour. And what a beautiful shot from the drone of this incredible part of the world, and the athletes at the far end of your screen have to avoid the yellow buoy, and they're swimming actually on both sides of it as they head out, but a beautiful start. And look at that stroke from Blake Bullard. He's a high-quality athlete, the American closest to us, super quick swimmer. In fact, he swam an 8:58 at the USA Sprint Junior Champs. That's a 1:12 average, and that's with no wetsuit. And then off the back of that, ran a 14:18 to win that title. So he is a swimmer of some renown, and already people are starting to tuck in behind him. On the other side, though, if that is Burnett on the far side, he's way back on the leaders. The number 10 seed, but Bullard looking strong and heading out to the first set of pink boys, and that is Burnett on the right-hand side trying to come across. You can see him in the yellow number 10. But such a long stretch of athletes forming into two basic arrowheads here as they head out to the left-hand side pink boy. They're going to make the right turn, so it's definitely a lot longer to be on what is now the left-hand side of your screen rather than Bullard and the rest of the athletes who are closest to us.
And they are starting to come across now, but gee, they've wasted some time there. And by the time they actually come across and join that first group, they're going to be back around 10th to 11th there. So really lost a lot of time. Definitely more favourable to have started on that left-hand side with the likes of Blake Bullard. But like you mentioned, he is one quality swimmer.
The other part about it is, obviously, you can see the rock wall there. The swell is still coming into the beach. And if you can be more protected by the rock wall, there's a little bit less to fight against.
Exactly. So it is the best line to take. And you can see already.
Oh, that looks gross.
Oh, look at that. I mean,
flashbacks.
We knew it was going to happen, but unlike the women's race yesterday, at least they're not being pushed around by swell. It's just the sheer number of athletes that's causing the chaos right now.
All right, they make another turn, and already they're heading back in. Don't forget, this is a sprint race, so it's just 7:50 in the water, hard out. We're talking about 9 minutes maybe in the water, and then a 20-kilometre full-out bike before a 5K run, and it'll be over in the blink of an eye. So if you want to go and get a cup of tea, now is your time, because it's going to be all action from here on out, and then it'll just be only a little while until we get underway again for the women out there. But Blake Bullard, the American we heard from before, is out front and enjoying life. We saw him there beforehand wearing the ice vest, actually. Some of the other athletes already had their wetsuits zipped up. It's so muggy outside.
It's unbelievable, the difference between today and yesterday. Look, yesterday was warm, there's no doubt about it, but today it's almost unbearable.
I know, my scooter ran out of batteries on the way here and I had to run the rest of the way, and I'm just coming back to earth now, actually, to be honest. But Bullard did it right. He had the white gloves on from putting the wetsuit on. He had the helmet and visor and the ice vest. He looked a little bit like a Robocop.
But don't you love that, just 19 years of age and already acting so professionally? It's a world championship. He's doing everything in his power to make sure that he's in the best possible condition that he can be, and he knows it's going to be a very warm day. And right now, look at that, swimming so well.
It's starting to string out a little bit now. There's a big group a long way back, and then probably about 10 to 12 athletes just trying to hang on to some feet behind Blake Bullard. And it's really prime for a bike breakaway, this course. So you have a good swim, you can join yourself in a little bike breakaway. It can really take the game away from the bulk of athletes who are back, and there's plenty of yellow caps from the higher ranked athletes who are quite a way back in this field.
Well, look at that group of three now forming. And that elastic band is just starting to break. So you can see definitely a distinct group of three.
Yeah, the man on the feet, though, that's Damien Suarez, the Spaniard. And fair enough that he's there. He came second in the Elite World Aquathlon Championships in Pontevedra in June. The only man he was beaten by was Martin Kropko, who we saw win the silver medal yesterday in the men's under-23. And only then he was beaten by only 5 seconds. So the Spaniard, Suarez, is sitting on the feet of Blake Bullard, and that is a very good place to be. And if someone has better eyes than me, you can see what the number is on that red cap, 26.
Yep.
I want to say 26. Thank you to World Triathlon for making the numbers nice and big.
That is Alex Robin from Great Britain. So also very, very strong swimmer. He was 17th in the Europe Triathlon Sprint in Malia earlier this year, 3rd in the mixed relay, the juniors. but having a very good swim right now. And this group of three is starting to put some room between themselves and that main group. Look at that now, Will, and you can see they're heading out for that second time out round those two pink buoys. You can see the first one on camera now, the second one just out of camera to the right of that island.
Don't see a lot of high quality. Like, who's another high quality Scottish swimmer? Beth Potter, I suppose.
Beth
but
Potter.
like,
she's good at everything, though.
she's good at everything. Yeah, she's good at everything. But Alex Robin, obviously from Stirling in Scotland. I say obviously, it's not that obvious. I had to Google it. But he is sitting in third feet, and they've gapped them. So the three athletes, the American, the Spaniard, and the Scot, out front, almost running their own race here, and they've been pushed a little bit south of the buoy, so they have to come in a little bit to make that turn. And if they can have a good transition, the three of them, and have a good run in, they could get out together, and three's not a bad number to be with, although there's a huge group chasing them down.
Look at that group behind, but they are managing to put some time between themselves and that group, and great swimming from these three. And you're right, once they hit transition, if they can get out of sight, out of mind, it's only 20 kilometres, of course.
Yeah, what we're not going to have is a big group pedaling around on a sprint race like this.
No, they're going to take
with
chances.
the testosterone levels that exist in
Look
the
at that. Look, and this is why you do not
19.
want to be in this group around those cans. That was exactly the same as the first lap out.
Yeah, this is why I always like to swim 200 to 300 metres behind everybody else.
I was going to say, out in front, who are you kidding?
No,
who are you kidding?
No, that's me on the top of the screen right there. That's me 100%. On the way back in already, only 7 minutes gone in this World Junior Championships, and things are looking very good for the #1 seed, Blake Bullard, who's having a great swim. And the two behind him, Suarez and Robin, the Spaniard and the Scot, they have been locked together in this exact order, sitting on each other's feet. And now some of the yellow caps from the top-seeded athletes are starting to move to the front of that group. That's Hector Tulsa, #9 there in the middle. Hector Tulsa Garcia, another Spaniard, 5th in this event last year at home in Torremolinos. And alongside him, I'm just trying to see what that number is in the yellow on the right-hand side. I know it's Tulsa Garcia in the middle. Beautiful shots from our drone. It's a little bit deceiving because it's a kind of a cloudy, overcast day as opposed to the brilliant sunshine of yesterday, but it's hotter and it's still
it's
almost very muggy.
It's almost, you know that we're going to get a storm at some point today. It's one of the, when you get that really hot air and it's just so still and so muggy and so humid. I think there is going to be a storm on the horizon, but hopefully we'll get through both races before that comes through.
Array of different coloured caps in there.
I did see Jens Smolders from Belgium up in that chase group, quite close to the front of that chase group. Interesting to look now. Look at this, just starting to separate.
Not long to go now though. Swimming 8:58 over the 7:50 at the USA Champs. It's going to be a little bit more than that in this one, but completely different conditions. Not going to be much more actually. He's about to head up onto Cove Beach and out of the water.
A little bit of a wave in. Beautiful. That's what you want to see.
It's not exactly Hawaii, but we'll take it.
We'll take it.
Everything's good.
You see that little cheeky look behind from Blake Bullard just to make sure he could see who's with him. Really important. I mean, tactics in this race are just so important, Will. They've got no time to really think about anything. They just have to go. And this is a nice group now. Has a little look behind to see how much time they've got.
They're going to have a bit of time too, and a solid gap considering how short that swim was. And all of them will be happy that they're not alone. So Bullard, Suarez, Robin are your top three. Then we've got Oscar Wooten, who had a good finish out of the water, the Aussie from Anthony Clayton of South Africa. They are 21 seconds back from Bullard. Finley Oliver, Hector Tulsa was there, Jaden Kozlik, the German, Karel Popper from Romania, and Daniel Ubia Sabada, the Chilean. And then in 11th position, Achille Besson, the bronze medalist from 2024, as the top athletes come out onto the bike, and Bullard is the fastest in transition. And he'll want the other two to bridge up to him. He does not want to be out here on his own for too long, because straight off transition, you hit this little 10-metre climb up Lighthouse Hill. And at that point, he'll want the other two to come with him and work with him as they head down onto Marine Drive. We didn't really get to talk too much. Oh, someone's down in transition there. I think they're going to be able to get up. Hopefully they haven't got a mechanical.
Oh, look, he looks like he's hurt himself a little bit there, but hopefully that's just the initial.
Wagner, the New Zealander, Caleb Wagner.
He went down hard.
Yeah, he did. He's a 2025 World Junior Duathlon champ. Won in June, fastest first run, fastest bike as well. He's had a bit of a mishap. Anyway, Bullard has waited for the other two to bridge up to him. Here's the replay. Wagner out and just slips on the blue carpet. Takes out Rule there of Germany, who manages to stay out of trouble. And there's the gap then for the front three, back to the chasing pack with a few danglers off the back, trying to join the group as they head up this hill, which is deceivingly steep. And then they'll head down onto Marine Drive. So after this initial punchy climb and then a long downhill, they head into the middle of all of those concrete canyons there. There's a 10-second penalty to Kai Lowe, the number 63 athlete who was late to race briefing this morning. So he has to sit and wait, which is a tough job.
10 seconds never
I wonder
felt
how late he was.
So long. I mean, it was only 10 seconds, and you see, not allowed to touch his cap or his wetsuit.
And now he's all alone. There's one athlete left who's just heading out of transition. He's going to have a slow little ride. He will end up, I suppose, or there's someone there, Chan as well, from Macau. But the two of them are going to have a little intra-Asian race from Macau and Singapore until they get picked up by the other athletes, probably on another lap, which we saw happen yesterday as well.
So it is 4 laps on the bike today, Will. So 4-lap bike course for our junior men and women.
So that is Wynn Stadium in the background of the shot you're seeing right now. This is our top 3 athletes. They've come off Marine Drive, taken a right-hand turn, and they're going to go through the city part. As we see now a replay of transition. Bullard looks behind him, wants the others to come with him. They eventually do, as the chasing pack with Oliver in the front, Achille Besson as well, and Carol Popper all watch the lead 3 head out. So this section through the city of Wollongong itself, it features multiple 90-degree turns and a few punchy little climbs. It's more what we would call the more technical section of the course before they head downhill and then out on a nice exposed, fast out and back before heading back up a hill and down into transition. So this course really has a little bit of everything, Belinda.
It does, and that's what I love about it. Just a little bit for everything, and definitely a course that I would like to ride in a smaller group and not in this group on the right that we can see, that chase group. That is a big group of athletes. And if these 3 on our left can get themselves really organised and start working well together, it would be great to see them stay away. We know that Blake Bullard is a very, very strong runner, but Hector Tulsa Garcia also very, very strong.
I mean, all of them would be motivated to stay away, and there you can see the gap back to the group. It was 20 seconds, or 15, or 20 seconds it was back to Bullard initially, and then 15 to the others, but then Bullard slowed down to pick up the others, so it's probably 15-ish seconds now, or it was. Maybe it's starting to go a little bit less, so maybe we're going to start to see the other group catching up.
It's such the tactics in this short course racing, you know, do they commit and try and stay away? But you can see now a little bit of chatter there. I'm not sure that they want. You can see already, the group's about to catch them. So they've decided to sit up now. You can see, get some hydration in before they get swallowed up by that chase group. And it will be one big, ginormous group.
I don't like one big, ginormous group, Belinda.
You made that abundantly clear yesterday in the women's race.
No, it's no good for me. No good.
But what about the run? I mean,
I know it always lends itself to an incredible run, having a big bike group. There is Oscar Wooten alongside Leandre Bennett, the man who chose to be on the other side. Doesn't matter, big group now. Sorry, not Oscar Wooten, that's Moxon of Australia. Could only see the ON. Then I saw the rest as we panned around. And down the hill they come. This is a nice, long downhill into a left-hand turn at the big roundabout. There it is, and this is the nice, smooth out and back section of this course. And even though it seems nice and wide, it's very smooth and flat, great tarmac, and it's nice to go fast on. We still saw a pretty bad accident yesterday on the way back from Mathis Beaulieu, the Canadian, who at the time we thought was okay, but then we since found out that he broke both his arms, Belinda, in that one.
Yeah, it was a pretty nasty fall in the end. So
just here, basically, where these athletes are now.
Sending loads of recovery wishes to Mathis there. And hopefully he'll be back before we know it, but 2 broken arms, not the way you want to finish your world champ.
That's true, but it is at the back end of
the
what's
season.
been a fantastic year for him and a great season, so he'll be back bigger and better than ever, no doubt.
A little bit of forced recovery there.
So we hope the athletes, if you are supporting one nation or one athlete that is in this big group, because there's only a few that aren't, and it's shaping up to be anyone's race at this early point. 3.5 kilometres into the bike. And now it's really a question of tactics. Do you want to be sitting at the front in the wind? Do you want to be sitting back in there, maybe in a little bit more danger, maybe having to put more power in as you come into more the technical sections of the course, because of that concertina effect that makes it difficult to stay in touch if you're at the back. And when they turn left here, that's quite a decent little climb there too, even though it doesn't show it, and they'll make a right-hand turn and then back down into transition for the end of lap 1, where we'll get updated splits to see exactly where or who isn't in this big pack.
One athlete I can see that's there is Damien Suarez Couto, and we haven't spoken much about him, but
he's our Spaniard who was leading the swim.
He was our Spaniard, but he also is a phenomenal runner. So we talk about him being fast at the swim, but we didn't say much about his run. And obviously when he was second in those World Aquathon Champs in Pontevedra back in June, beaten only by, as you mentioned, Martin Kropko, he actually had the fastest run split of the day. So for that 5 kilometres, he ran a 14:50. So the boy can run.
Here we go, make some noise, Wollongong. They're coming on through.
All right, here we go down into transition as they rip through for the end of the first lap already, and we're already quite deep into this race, and only be 50 to an hour, and we're already 18 in, and now it's 2 off the front.
2 athletes trying to break away here. 2 teammates by the looks of it.
Taking that pace from down the hill and pushing through into the uphill here, and we'll see if there is a... Is that a Swiss? That's a Swiss
It's a Swiss,
kit?
yeah, but it is a Swiss kit for sure.
The Swiss and the Czech kit look similar. That could be Riviere of Switzerland. We'll check to see the names there. If they wouldn't mind both sitting up straight so we could read the names off their fronts. Oh, no. The Hungarian athlete, and he might well be part of the mixed team relay, so he'll get another chance. But Trungul Nagy, as we said, 8th in the European Championships. Hungarian junior triathlon champ, as we said, a minute out of the water as that little mini breakaway effort from the Swiss gets swallowed up.
And that was Elias Lima from Switzerland that was trying desperately to break away with his teammate. They've got a few along back in the bunch, but oh, look at that. They're trying so hard, tack after tack, and that's I think we're going to see now, as opposed to our women's race yesterday when they were quite content to just sit there. I'm hoping that we get some athletes continue to try and break away.
Yeah, first little effort there. Didn't come to any fruition. Now we've got one of the Kiwis
One
off
of the
the front.
Kiwis off the front, that is correct. Having a little look behind to see if anyone is coming with him. He's like, come on, someone come with me.
Well, I like this. We like to see people having a go, trying to mix it up, see who's got the legs on the day, just send a little message. And look behind and go, okay, well, no one's making the effort. Back then into the technical section, and again the look behind, and here's the view from the back of the pack. It's really an interesting, it's a difficult place to be. If you're at the back, obviously you're well protected, but you can't really respond in any way to what happens on the front. You can't even see what's happening on the front for the most part if you're like the Belgian athlete here, Devos. And there's Tulsa, Hector Tulsa Garcia we talked about, who's the Spaniard on the right-hand side in the yellow.
And that was Finlay Oliver from New Zealand trying to convince a few to come with him on the front there, but to no avail. And they're back to one big group again. I always get a little bit nervous when there's a lot of looking around. Trying to see, oh, and look at that, right into the gutter there. Oh, gosh, yeah. We want everyone to stay upright. It's always a little bit sketchy, the first lap of this bike. Just till they work themselves out. We've got look at that, Will, right into the gutter there.
Oh!
Almost a little bit of contact.
Wow, reminds me of the end of a Tour de France stage. We should let you know some of the athletes that haven't made that front group. We're talking about Kai Azzopardi of Malta. He's back there quite a way back. Arthur Pereira-Moreira, the Brazilian, is back 50 seconds or more. Oliver Delport, Cohen Anderson, Kanyu Liu from China, the On Triathlon Academy athlete. Lokshi Lam of Hong Kong, and then Kian Lo and Chonib Chan of Macau. They were the two that we saw coming out of transition. Lo with the 10-second penalty as well, but just about everybody else is part of this big group, and I'm talking about 52 athletes, if you don't mind.
Wow.
All stuck together, although there's a few dropping off the back there and a little gap at the front, as the French pairing of Leroux and Tristan Douche are driving the bike forward and trying to thin this pack out somewhat up that grinding Kembla Street hill. There is Kian Lo, who is having a lonely old time at the moment. And there's, look, you see those athletes, there's probably 6 or 8 of them have found the pace a little bit hot through the technical section as the French drive it forward, and that's exactly what they want. They want to thin the herd and make it a little bit more manageable. Take out or sort the wheat from the chaff, as they say. So Tristan Douche on the front, driving it out into the open wide section. 23 minutes into this one again, and a chance to make the turnaround, have a look at.
Oh, that's not a position you want to be in, but right now they'll slow right down around this hairpin corner. And this is a real opportunity to get back on.
It's an opportunity to get back on, but it's also an opportunity to lose touch if you don't have the power straight out. So Leroux on the front. The Swiss represented, the French represented, the New Zealanders represented. Oscar Wooten in there as well, the Australian. Leroux has been the protagonist in the last half a lap or so.
Seems to be a little bit of frustration there in the group. This is a very large group. I know that there'll be athletes that want to thin this right out by the time they hit transition. You can see now just not being able to make contact with the back end. I wonder what's going through his mind right now. Do I actually just go all out, try to get back on the end of this group? But I was out there this morning exactly at this spot with actually Matty Hauser and Brandon Copeland were actually standing right there on the right-hand side cheering on some of the junior athletes that were racing this morning in the sprint distance race in the Open Junior.
You love to see it, don't you? Triathlon's good like that.
Fantastic. I mean, here's Matty Hauser, the best in the world, and he's out there with Brandon Copeland, and they were there cheering on their mates, some of their teammates.
Triathlon has that community feel that I feel like that the single discipline communities, bike, run, swim, don't necessarily have. And you know what? I think that's because everyone's bad at least one discipline. You know, so it keeps you grounded.
Keeps you grounded.
Keeps you grounded, so everyone's there supporting. And you know that no matter whether you're taking 2 hours to do a sprint race or 1 hour, you're hurting just as much. Doesn't matter who you are. If someone again goes off the front on the downhill, this is into the end of lap 2, so we're nearly halfway through the bike, which makes us nearly halfway through this race already, and the pace is right on at the front. So we'll see if someone tries to stick this breakaway on the uphill, and whoever this is, and we'll see in just a second when the splits come up.
Absolutely flying down this section though, through the carpet. And it is Jasper DeVos of Belgium, so really pushing hard there at the front, trying desperately to break this group up. And he's decided to go for it. And this is what you want to see. And I'm really hoping you've got some of the Aussies up front. So Spies is up there. Great to see him up the front of this group.
That was Oscar Wooten in 13th position. It's the top-ranked Australian out there. Spies as well, as you said. Blake Bullard, who was our swim leader, swam around 9 minutes, which is standard for him, the American. He is there in 17th position at the moment. Hector Tulsa we've talked about. Leandro Bennett, another top 10 athlete as well. Ubia Sabata is another big name in this one, as is Carol Popper, our second seed. The Balkan champion.
We may just have
now we've had
a little group away, and this is what he wants. So this will be good for Jasper. If these two men can come across. A lot of looking around right now, but they've managed to get some time right now. Look at that, Will. This could actually work.
Well, that's almost...
This is a decent gap.
Yeah, it's almost a lack of reaction from the pack after that. Let two men cross, and then they've not sat up, but they haven't responded in the same way. There's the Frenchman on the front continuing to drive. That's Douche and Besson. Both of them with designs on a podium very much. But these three, it's probably they'd like two more to work together because they've still got 10 kilometres on the bike, but it's heads down and the gap is suddenly extended to almost double along Marine Drive. They're going to make the right-hand turn and then into that technical section. If they get far enough away, they might spend some time sort of out of sight, which really helps in terms of the mental game. And they'll make that turn right now. So we're at the stadium corner, back into the technical section. We've got three men on the breakaway.
This could just stick.
Under 10 kilometres to go. I want to say that's a South African kit.
It is indeed.
And just looking through this timing list to see who that would be. Yeah, possibly Oliver Delport. Flicking through. Could be Anthony Clayton, the Africa Junior champion. So we'll see in just a second. And Clayton is the likely one. He has quite the resume in 2025. Multiple African Cup winner. And now he's on the front, if it is indeed Clayton. And here was the moment. And the first man to go was Jasper DeVos, the Belgian. And there wasn't a response. In fact, the others were looking behind, throwing the elbow out, going, mate, why don't you have a crack? And meanwhile, the Belgian does, well, again, in the great Belgian tradition of cycling, just the breakaways on a one-day race down the hill and made it stick this time where our athlete on the previous lap could not. And you see how quickly that gap was made and no reaction from, I guess at this point, with the 50 people, we'll call it a peloton. And in the end, the two men crossed over. So it is Clayton.
Clayton, that's correct.
And a Polish athlete, I think it's Sushan, the Polish athlete. So there is the gap, probably 15 seconds now. We'll get an update on the splits soon, but it is Sushan, it is Clayton, and it is DeVos. Poland, South Africa, and Belgium in Australia in a breakaway with 8 kilometres to go on the bike. There's some quality runners in the field behind them, and it's shaping up for a cracking race here in the juniors. None of the races have let us down so far, and this is where Clayton and Sushan managed to cross that gap, and I think he sat up a bit, the Belgian, but only enough to get him on because that was the time when they knew. And time again, we see that point at Flagstaff Hill, the lighthouse, be the catalyst in these races.
It has been for so many of the races yesterday, definitely, and again today. And it's it'll be interesting to see if the elites are actually watching this to see exactly where these points are on the course, where there is an opportunity to break away and to really put some time.
Speaking of breaking away, that is Moxon, the Australian, who is trying to cross over.
Look at that, he's doing it solo too, so wouldn't that be fantastic?
Yeah, we keep talking about this. you know, when you get to under 23 or elite level, suddenly you think to yourself, maybe there's a lot on the line here, maybe I should just sit in. But when you're young and it doesn't matter, and you're like, okay, I'm going, like I'm going to roll the dice here, and that is exactly what the Aussie is doing. And fair play to him for that. He's gone deep. He's decided that he needs to cross over. Maybe he thinks, and this is going to stick, and I want to be part of it. And he's made it up too, just about.
Oh, he's there. Fantastic. So now we have a group of 4, but you can see that group behind is really coming for them. So
Oliver Moxon.
Oh, come on, Oliver. Get yourself on the back of that group. But he was 13th in the Junior Cup in Halton in June. 6th at the Oceania Championships in Devonport back in March. So great to see him having a go. I mean, we've got a World Championship here in Australia in Wollongong. We haven't had one for such a long time. I think 2018 was the last time on the Gold Coast. And for these youngsters, for these juniors, for the under-23s yesterday, it's such an incredible opportunity for them. So why not take it with,
I agree.
Open arms? Exactly what we see him doing right now.
He's up there, and you can see the pack behind working hard to do that. And interesting, that race in Halton, he said, 12th in his first European Cup. He had a terrible swim in that one, and then had to ride down the front pack, which he did. And then off the back of that hard ride, he ended up having one of his fastest, he says, his strongest run ever in a triathlon.
Wow.
So he rode hard off a bad swim in Halton. He's doing exactly the same thing now. So his work with Elliot Schultz, who is his coach, is obviously working right now. He's had the hard bike. He's made the little front pack. Now it's time for them to work together to try and stay away. And heaven forbid we'd have another Australian win a world title after what happened with Rochelle Hill yesterday.
I tell you, it took me hours to come back down after that race yesterday.
I actually was so overexcited that I went back to the hotel and I sat down at dinner, and people kept coming over to come and sit with me. I was like, no, just let me sit here by myself.
Let me have some peace. I don't want to talk to anyone.
I'm finished talking for the day.
Oh, it's incredible.
And but then again, you said you were going to come down and join me at dinner, and then you fell asleep.
I did.
So thanks so much for that.
I'm so sorry.
Yep.
I didn't even end up having any dinner last night, so the excitement of the day yesterday got the better of me.
No, wait. Peaked too early, Granger.
I know. I'm supposed to be an endurance athlete, but looking right now, these 4 men have fully committed to this breakaway, which is great to see.
9 seconds they've opened up in that lap, and geez, flowing past. We're on the last lap of the bike. You can hear the bell in the background. They've been away now for 5 kilometres. And
up around the lighthouse for the very last time for the bike, at least.
I don't like this. It's going too quickly. The races are disappearing too fast. I mean, so much preparation for this race. It's all nearly over.
And it's like, well, hold on, can we make it go a little bit? Can we do a few extra laps on the bike? I'm sure that the athletes that we are looking at right now will be quite happy for this to be the 4th and final lap. But you can see great aerial shot there. You can see exactly how far that gap
has
blown out to now, but
it's a big group of 37, actually.
Big group chasing them down.
It was a group of 54, including those 4 at the front, and now 37. So some athletes have dropped off the back. We'll tell you who those are as we get them through transition, but we can't see them yet, so they've dropped quite a way back. Meanwhile, Moxon on the front, this group of 4, and Clayton's the one dangling off the back now. He needs to make it up. He's about to lose that wheel there of Jasper DeVos. And they're taking good turns at the front as Moxon gives the elbow and says, it's your turn at the front. Sushant, DeVos, Clayton and Moxon, the Pole, the Belgian, the South African and the Aussie. They're at the front right now, although the South African, Anthony Clayton's dropping off the back now. So a big effort for him in the 3rd lap to cross over, and now he's going to drop back to the chasing pack, you think. We're in a group of 3, last lap on the bike. That's unfortunate for him after doing a lot of work to get on, along with
but shows you just how fast these 3 are riding. Like, the pace is really on. And look at that bit of talking there. from Oliver Moxon. He wants them to keep working together. And the advantage here is, Will, even if they only get a few seconds into transition, to have a nice, clean transition.
Yeah.
As compared to the transition we're going to see with this massive group.
Oh, it's going to be gross. There's going to be bikes
awful,
and bodies everywhere.
Awful. Whereas these three, it'll be beautiful and clean. They'll be able to get shoes on.
Although Moxon's dropped off now.
No.
Now he's dangling off the back, and the Belgian who made the initial breakaway is starting to break away from the breakaway.
And this group, the group of 4, then to 3.
I don't know if this is smart.
No.
At this point, although there's not far to go, there's only a few kilometres left. But on that exposed, windy section, you'd want them to stay together as much as possible. It's not worth being out the front on your own when you've got someone right behind. And although now, even as I say that, Jacob Sushan tucks in behind, and now we've gone down to a group of 2. So Moxon and Clayton has found the pace too hot. And that's unfortunate for Moxon, because now he finds himself in no man's land.
The worst place to be.
And now the question for him is, okay, what's the plan? Do I just have to drop back, go with the group? I made the effort, I burnt the matches to get up, and now I'm going to end up back with everybody.
That's the problem. The matches have been burnt, so what's that going to do to the run? With no advantage coming into transition. You don't mind burning a match or 2 if you pull it off. But when you do it for nothing, for no avail,
So a Belgian and a Pole out the front. And maintaining a gap, although I wouldn't be surprised if they get swallowed up here as the pace heats up at the back end of the bike. Devos, the Belgian, is a junior hammer. We know about the Belgian hammers, and they've got a very strong relay team. And already a very strong resume from Devos. 7th at the European Juniors in Melilla, 4th in the mixed relay, as we said. And that was how he qualified his spot in this World Championship. So booked himself in July a trip to Australia in early October, and here we are.
And Will, for a lot of these athletes, it's the very first time that they've made their way all the way over here to Australia, so...
They would have heard Australian athletes complain about how far it is for a few years.
How many years now?
Now they realise.
They weren't lying.
Yeah, okay, yep, no, we get it. It is a long way.
We do understand.
So we'll get the splits again now. It was 9 seconds. It remains 9 seconds, but the group and the breakaway have dropped from 4 to 2. And it is Devos who made the initial break and is doing 95% of the work on the bike as Jacob Sushan sits in. And the pace is still right on. Big group behind them, although it is thinning out lap by lap.
Once they climb up this last little rise, they will make their way back here towards us, so they are not far away from switching out bike shoes to run shoes.
These two know each other pretty well too. They actually finished 6th and 7th, so they finished together in the European Championships. And here they are together again. And it's cool watching these guys at this age, because you know that they're going to have these long rivalries that just go on and on forever. For another 15 years, and we'll be talking about them. And I'll be a grizzled old commentator with many vices by that stage. And here I'll be sitting here next to you, talking about these guys. Could be in a decade's time.
Oh gosh!
Imagine listening to Belinda Granger for a decade straight.
Do not tell me that.
My gosh! Now they look behind again, and they are at the back end of the bike. So it's time for the feet to come out of the shoes, because we've seen some flying dismounts at the bottom of this hill yesterday, and we're going to see the same today. So there's a lapped athlete in front there. So that athlete, you can see the bottom of your screen, will go straight through transition. But these two, we can see in the middle of the screen now, will be dismounting 40 minutes into this fast and furious sprint race for the junior world title.
Here we are.
Look at that. Straight in, beautiful transition, beautiful. Effortless from both athletes. And the advantage they get here is they get to rack their bikes, nice clean transition, get out of there before the bulk of the group get in there.
This is the spot that's made or break, and out comes the Belgian Devos. Flores has had a fantastic transition, the Chilean.
And the two Australians, great to see Spies up there as well. Wonderful transition. These guys are lightning fast.
Wow, they really are.
Blink and you miss them.
Solid transitions coming out, and Oscar Wooten and Flores, the Chilean, who we're madly looking up right now to get his statistics.
Wow.
Has just had that was 9 seconds advantage coming in, and that has just all been erased.
Nothing.
And Wooten is accelerating too. He's moved himself up into 3rd spot. But Flores is off at the front.
So he was 11th at the Americas Triathlon Championships in Calumet in the juniors back in June. And he was also 4th in South American Triathlon Championships in Santiago back in April. So having a great race early on here. 5 kilometers.
It's not long at all, and you've got to go out as hard as possible. And one of the men who was up the front in the water, Alex Robin, the Scot, has put himself in 2nd position. So those guys that have broke away on the bike, maybe they just did a little too much. And now we've got a group of 3s. We had in the swim a group of 3. We had in the bike for a time a group of 3. And now we have a different group of 3. On the run, up the hill, 2 laps. They're going to take on again up to
Remember, there's
Hill.
that small start lap that they will do firstly, and then 2 laps. So a shorter loop to start, and then 2 laps, like 2 identical laps, 5 kilometers in total. But these 3 with a small gap right now.
Yeah, of course, we're still on the start lap, so it'll stay on lap 1. Here's the chasing pack as Robin takes his turn at the front, and down the hill they come onto Marine Drive. We've got a Brit now, and an Australian and a Chilean, whereas before we had a Pole and a Romanian and American, and that's what a World Championships is all about. Everyone showing their strengths in different parts of swim, bike and run. And now it's Robin who has really extended, and they're trying to drop the Chilean a little bit. Wooten as well has lost touch, and the rubber band is starting to stretch as Robin, again a Brit, just like Oliver Conway in the under-23s yesterday, took control at the front, and Hector Tulsa Garcia, Tristan Douche and Achille Besson are amongst the groups, with Karel Popper in that group of chasers. But Robin has started super fast.
He's really used that downhill as an advantage to him, being able to gap himself.
It's an underrated skill, running fast downhill.
Absolutely it is, something I am definitely terrible at, but when you can do it and you can do it well, just like we've seen on screen right now, you can really create some space between yourself and your rivals.
The first time I really noticed that, I remember doing an event in Malta in Super Tri, and Vincent Lewis just gapped everyone going downhill. And he just threw caution. You just throw caution to the wind,
You're just going to let it go. That's right.
You've got to disrespect your joints. That's what you need to do. Let's not worry about our joints right now. Tristan Douche, the Frenchman. Karel Popper behind him, the number 2 seed. And this man on screen right now, Douche, been plenty of chat about him. He certainly a man to look out for in the future. Another product of this incredible French system. And as the other 2 in the breakaway get swallowed up, it is Alex Robin at the front, and Wooten start to look behind. He's still got Flores on his shoulder, and now Douche and Popper have gapped the chasing pack, and it's a group of 4 chasing the Brit. See where Blake Bullard is as well. I haven't seen him since the swim. He's got a lightning fast run. It'll be interesting to see. So Robin on the last splits is 5 seconds clear then of Wooten, with Ignacio Flores of Chile Tristan Douche, Carol Popper, 3 seconds back to Finley Oliver, Sebastian Zurov of Chile, Achille Besson's there, Zombor Holber, the other Hungarian, Hector Tulsa, Jaden Kozlik, Jen Smolders is there, Eddie LaRue, Damien Suarez, one of our good swimmers, 13 seconds back. Daniel Abia Sabata, 14 seconds back. Thibaut Riviere, Thomas Chica, the Ecuadorian, Giovanni Lobato, the Italian, Thomas Figueiredo, Jacob Marek, and then Sushan has dropped to 18 seconds back after that. Very quick effort, and then Blake Bullard is 25 seconds in arrears, as is Zahn Spies, who was there or thereabouts at the start of the run, but has dropped back 25 seconds now, just on that first split after 1.4 kilometres, so hasn't got the legs today, Zane Spies.
It really surprises me about Blake Bullard. I expected him to be up into this chase group. We know that he's...
There's something weird about this course and this heat and this travel that is sort of meaning that people who maybe we didn't expect and didn't have the resume have been performing well, but meanwhile people who we did expect to see, or their resume or their recent numbers, and they just cannot perform like that here.
And you know, obviously I'm from the Queensland. I'm used to the heat and humidity. It rarely affects me, but I know walking out there today, the first thing I noticed was the heat in the wind, the heat off the road. It is really, really warm, and we have athletes that just handle those sort of conditions way better than others. But right now, this young man on screen looking like he's handling it very, very well.
After that time in this after doing his best to cross over there, Oliver Moxon, who took the risk, crossed over, now 1:14 in arrears on that run split. So he's
incredible.
Used up a little bit too much energy there to cross over. And speaking of...
We've got someone trying to bridge across.
I think that's a lapped athlete. We can see going slowly.
But that certainly
someone else is trying to bridge.
Amazing. Unless that
Unless
is
that's
our...
two
that
lapped
is our,
athletes.
Yeah, that is two lapped athletes staying out of the way. And we still have Robin in front with that chase group just coming into sight now. Lap 1 of 2. As we said, there was a smaller loop that they do first, and then they have those
Yep, so
two
it is 3
identical
times.
loops.
So I said it was
It's
2
three.
times up the hill, but it's 3 times.
It's 3
of course.
times, but just that first loop is slightly shorter than the second 2 loops, so those second 2 loops are longer.
Flores, who went out fast, is leading this chase pack, which is a group that has grown to now 7 men with 1 lapped athlete tucked in behind. Besson got a great run leg. Wooten tried hard, and Tristan Douche is in there. The other Hungarian athlete is there. That's Zombor Holber.
His teammate, of course, we saw, unfortunately, broken derailleur for him, so that was why he had to cut his race short. Absolutely devastating for him.
May well be back, though, in the mixed team relay, when it'll be a seriously good one with both Kropkos if they get selected from yesterday, which you think they would be. Fanny Zalai could be one in there as well. We'll see her later on, and her continuing rivalry with Amber Grasset of France. That'll be at 4:15 local time. The two of them just sharing the honours first and second over the last 4 or 5 big races.
And so closely matched too. Well, seconds in it.
That'll be another one that we'll be banging on about for the next 10 years.
Absolutely.
So the gap remains what it was basically this time last lap, although Robin is by himself this time instead of trying to fight off the Australian Oscar Wooten and the Chilean Ignacio Flores. They have dropped back to this group, and Robin is trying to maintain a gap, and we've seen this exact spot has seen multiple athletes already break down right here as we go past a couple more of the lapped athletes. There is the South African Delport and Hernandez of Mexico, who are going to be a lap down, which only means they're about 1.5 kilometres down because that's the opening lap of the run that they're on, but still, over a sprint race, it just shows you how much pace is on at the front. And annoyingly, now we're starting to see that chase group break up, and it is Tristan Douche tucking in 3rd position. Alongside him, Zurov of Chile. Now,
Besson's still there.
Sebastian Zurov, the Chilean, he's found something in this second lap, and he's going to take over at the front now.
And look at that. Douche from France, now in second place, right up there with the Chilean. This race is far from over. And you can see they've taken that bell lap. They are now on the second lap, identical lap, but third lap for us. Douche has taken the lead. We've got Zurov looking around behind him. Flores is there, Besson from France is there. Oh, bit of a trip there between the Chilean and Besson.
So, there is Tristan Douche. He's just, someone's in the road. That was Deli Carr. What are you doing, Deli?
Famous Deli Carr. This is his last triathlon. He was taking pictures back when I was racing. He's been in the sport longer than any of us.
Those ones were in that like sepia tone that they had like bush rangers took photos in. You know?
You are
You
2
know what I
seconds
mean?
from copying it, my friend. I'm not that old.
Deli, he was 6 years old when he was taking photos of Belinda Granger.
I tell you though, he's an absolute icon in the world of triathlon, and so fantastic. What a way to go out though in the sport, to have a world championship back here in Australia, in Wollongong. But this race, starting to see a little bit of a gap form now.
Only a couple of kilometres to go. And here's a replay, and it is Deli Carr's backpack in the way. Ooh. Well, if anyone can get away with it, it's the man with the long lens.
It's Deli Carr.
Didn't matter in the end.
Nope. But look at that gap that Douche has got now. This is starting to become a gap for the chasers to be really concerned about.
I just got him in trouble.
The 2023 European Youth Champion. Lots of European Junior Cup podiums for Tristan Douche, including a win at Halton this year. So he's in some good form and he looks good. His arm carriage is good, he looks calm. He doesn't look like he's having fun exactly, but he looks okay.
But he still looks well in control, has a little bit of a look over his shoulder. I'm sure he can hear his rivals behind. They aren't that far behind. He needs to keep the pressure on if he wants any chance of taking this gold medal here today.
Exact same position that we were in the under-23s with a man at the front, and then Martin Kropko on this hill dropped the chasers and earned himself a silver medal. So it depends right now in that chasing group of 3 who has a little bit left in the tank. They would have seen that yesterday and thought, this could be my chance on this downhill. We've seen it again and again be the key part of this course. Belinda, so who is it going to be?
Oh, and it's the difference between being on the podium or getting that chocolate medal. And we're going to see very, very shortly who's got those legs. Now, Douche, of course, needs to...
It's not over either.
Oh, no. Douche needs to not worry about what's going on behind him right now and concentrate on just what's in front. You can see that gap now. Great aerial shot of that gap between our leader, Douche, and those chasing 3. And you can see it's already starting to split behind now.
Someone's been dropped off the back of that group, and Tristan Douche is on fire. He heads down now, big strides, not looking behind. He has, he's proved me wrong again. Don't listen to me, Tristan. Don't look behind, just stay in front.
This is a good gap, though. You know, he's so close to getting himself onto that blue carpet. I love he's cutting every tangent possible within the rules.
Marine Drive, though, has already been the crusher of dreams in the under-23s. We've seen athletes with a gap like this come in 2nd, 3rd, or even 6th or 7th position in the end, and Robin kicks again.
I can't believe this. I thought Robin was done and dusted, but he is coming back with a vengeance.
He's like he just keeps returning like a bad smell, doesn't he? The great man, Alex Robin from Stirling, Scotland, and they have gapped the 2nd Frenchman, and meanwhile, he looks behind Tristan Douche, and it is Alex Robin and Ignacio Flores who are now fighting for the podium positions. Flores looks back, knows he's got 20 metres, and Robin just continues on. Looks super strong.
Really strong there. But Douche doing everything he can.
Flores, another look behind.
See, that's the
issue. Is he out of it now? It could be Achille Besson who makes it 2 Frenchmen on the podium. Tristan Douche out the front, making it so hard for me to not make a joke about his name. We continue to talk about him, and now he's got a big, big gap, and he looks excellent.
And you know, they've just got to go, they've got one more 180-degree turn to make here before they then head towards the blue carpet. He gets an opportunity.
He feels like he's got it.
He gets
he
an
knows he's got it. He knows he's got it. He's on the blue carpet. It is time to raise the French flag. He does it for the tricolours. Alex Robin comes in behind, but Tristan Douche is going to be your junior world champion, and he's going to have earned it with a fantastic run. He's taken it away. Alex Robin, the Scotsman, comes in to make it another British athlete on a world championship podium, and a big one for Chile. Ignacio Flores holds off Achille Besson, who was more fancied, and takes a podium for Chile. But Tristan Douche has done it. The sprint is on for the minor places. Holber doesn't quite make it over for 5th. Oliver, Popper and Wooten make the top 10. And then another Chilean in Zurob comes across the line. The Frenchmen all up there in the top 15. But there's your next generation, and France just continue to pump out the high-quality athletes.
But hats off to Robin. I thought he was gone. When they caught him after that breakaway, I thought that was the end of his race. But to come back so strong to get second place there behind Douche. But no denying the Frenchman. Brilliant run, tactically perfect.
And the top 20 covered by a minute. And there is your world champion. And he just looks like a supreme runner, and he was a supreme runner on the day. His run time extremely strong. Gets over the line in a 14:39, if you don't mind.
That's moving.
That is moving. A 14:39 for a 55:42, and the two Frenchmen together.
Congratulating each other. We didn't speak too much about Douche, obviously. We were talking about Besson a little more. He was the more fancied of the two Frenchmen, but we know that World Championships bring out the absolute best in people, and that's what they did today.
So another championship medal for France, another championship medal for Great Britain, and a very well-earned 3rd place for the Chilean Ignacio Flores, and they are your top 3 podium getters in the Junior World Championships, and add their names to a roll call of the best to ever do it. To win the Junior Worlds is a real message
and I
of
believe
your quality as a junior athlete.
That's win number 5 for France now.
So we'll get a chance to hear from them with Doug Gray very, very soon. When you look at the medal count, yeah, you're right. The 5th gold medal for France, including 2024. So the French go back-to-back in 2024 and 2025. They picked up 4 gold and 5 podiums overall. So the French juniors are just superb. The Spanish taken 3 gold, the USA and Portugal 2 gold. But the effort from Robin, who just keeps coming back and would not be denied, and was probably the major protagonist in this race across the 3 disciplines.
Definitely was.
And then Flores just held strong when it counted. He came out really hot at the start of the run, then dropped back in the group, but then didn't drop off, which was superb. And I think we're ready to go down now to Doug Gray, who has your junior world champion.
Tristan, huge congratulations, you're junior world champion. Did the belief just grow and grow through that run?
Yeah, it's just incredible. I'm very happy about all this race. The swim was good, the bike was very hard, but it's very good. And after in running, I give everything to take the win. And yeah, it's very incredible.
When Alex went down the road, how were you feeling at that stage? Do you feel like you could just bide your time and make sure the elastic didn't break?
Yeah, I know my quality in running, and I think in the start of the running I was not very good because the bike was very hard, and after I gave everything to, and I think It's incredible. Sorry.
Just give us a sense of the work and the team effort and the people behind you that have helped to get you onto the top of this podium.
Yeah. The Team France was incredible. They finished fourth and after in the top 10, so it pushed me very, very hard. So sorry, I don't speak very well English.
Your English is great. Your race was unbelievable. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Alex, a brilliant race. You look like you thoroughly enjoyed yourself out there at the World Champs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's like a privilege to be here, just like representing your country, and here with like the under-23s and the elites is just like a really good experience, just to learn from them and like, yeah, see how they go about their training day to day as well, and like recovery and all that stuff, and see like if we can learn anything from them. So yeah, like it's been a great 2 weeks here, like on prep camp, and then to top it off with that is just like amazing.
A lot of that prep was probably spent running into beach starts, was it as well? And like, how did that swim go? The change of the course affect things?
Yeah, I came into the swim pretty confident. I'd normally say that's probably my strongest leg at the moment. Like, I've been injured a lot on the run, so I'm just kind of coming back into run shape. So yeah, like they changed the course, but it was the same for everyone. I couldn't really get too bothered about it. I just had to like go with the flow. And the American, I think it was, Blake Bullard, he took the swim out pretty hard. And I actually saw like about halfway through, there was the three of us that had a bit of a gap. So then at that point, I was just kind of like, make it as easy as possible for myself to like sit on feet and just try and recover as much as possible before the bike, because yeah, I knew like the bike was going to be pretty tense and hard with that course, so just to be ready for anything.
Yeah, the bike ebbed and flowed for sure. Just on the run, obviously, yeah, you built that gap out, then it was swallowed up. How deep did you have to dig to hold on?
Yeah, that was really, really hard. Like with the heat and the sun here, like we weren't expecting quite as hot a day, so didn't really do any specific heat prep or anything. So yeah, like after a lap, when I was like out front on my own, I was sort of like getting a bit worried because I almost started to feel cold at that point. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna like, that's when you know you start struggling with the heat. So yeah, like I knew Tristan was an amazing runner, and that's why I took it out so hard. I was just like, I knew he was going to come through at some point, so just to try and set myself up as best as possible for when that did happen. And then yeah, when he made his move, like none of us could follow, so I just did the best I could from there on.
Well, it was a brilliant race. Congratulations, great silver.
Thanks.
And Ignacio, rounding out the podium, yeah, a brilliant race. You're absolutely delighted with that.
Yeah, it was an amazing race here. It was a really, really hard place to race. With Chile, we have like 14 hours of difference. It's amazing.
Take us through how that bike went. You know, there was obviously 4 laps, people pushing off at the front, and was it a case of just wanting to hold in, bide your time, and predict that you'd be able to reel them in?
Yeah, I don't get like very well after the swim because it was like a so hard swim, a lot of punch. Also have my goggles got out. I need to put it in together. Then I go to the bike really, really fast and hard. I get the group. Then I try to push the breakaway. Have a mini like gap with the group. I go running fast, the faster I can, and then like 2 guys pass me, try to get in her wheel. It was difficult, but third place is amazing. Also, I want to say some words in Spanish. Gracias a mi familia que realmente se portó un 7, mi entrenadora Lenita, mi club Católica, mi auspiciador Blue 70, Colina Deportes, Nutrial Cérrica. Realmente no me lo puedo creer. Es una carrera increíble, amazing result, third. It's also I want to say thanks to my teammate that borrowed these glasses. André Book is an amazing guy.
A fantastic race. We'll leave it to Belinda for the translation. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks. See you.
Now, I don't know why he thinks that I am fluent in
Spanish is so much cooler than English, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, I wish I was.
Okay, let's have a look back at the race recap. And it was Blake Bullard the American and the #1 seed, and you can see him there closest to the screen, who, along with most of the top 10 athletes, took that left-hand side of the podium, of the starting line, sorry, and had a quicker swim than the others, and it was Bullard who led out with a group of 3, had the best of the transitions as well. And there is Alex Robin, who ended up with the silver medal. He had a fantastic swim and transition. Suarez was the other great swimmer, the Spaniard. They were out front. It wasn't as easy for everyone, though. Caleb Wagner, the Kiwi, came to grief there, but he ended up making what was a very, very big bike pack. And from that bike pack, Oliver Moxon decided to take a risk and bridge up to what was then a group of 4, along with Sushan, the Polish athlete, who was the only one who could hold on to the Belgian out front. The two of them came into transition 2 together, Devos and Sushan, but it was some lightning fast transitions, and not just that bit, the entire thing, including from Flores, the Chilean, who, along with the other 2 who were out first, led out onto the run, along with Oscar Wooten, who quickly overtook those 2 who were leading into T2, and along with Robin were out front for a little while, and Robin decided to see both of them off and run on his own for the first, or the out lap, if you like. And then there was a game of cat and mouse with a group including Zurov of Chile, and then Tristan Duche, who made his move at the back end of the first lap and made it stick this time. Tristan Duche crosses the line and raises the blue tape and becomes yet another French junior world champion, ahead of Alex Robin and Flores, who was quite the contender throughout. And that is how it all played out, and that is how the racing ended up here from World Triathlon. Let's have a look at the official race results. Robin 6 seconds back from Flores, Achille Besson, and then Thibaut Rivière, the Swiss athlete. Oscar Wooten in the end, the Aussie, in 9th overall, and Zurov, who was up there, ended up falling down to 9th or 10th position. Blake Bullard, 38 seconds back after leading that swim. Caleb Wagner, the man that came down in transition, he finished in 17th overall, 53 seconds back, and the man who was up there in the swim as well, Damian Suarez, the Spaniard, finished in 20th overall, so over a minute separating the top 20. That is your Junior World Championship. Plenty of excitement, and there's plenty more to come. We'll see you very, very soon, 4:15 Eastern Standard Time for the Junior Women's, and what a race we have. Belinda, that was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Looking forward to the women's race. It's going to be just as fast and as furious as what we've just witnessed.
All right, go and grab a cup of tea and get ready for more racing here from Wollongong in Australia. It's the World Championship Grand Finals.